Our next speaker is Elsie Arce. She's a Trinity student that, through her hard work in the coalition Stop the Raids, has been a local immigrant rights activist. Elsie?
My name is Elsie, and as she said, I'm a member of Stop the Raids at Trinity College, and our focus is on advocating immigrants on their rights in this country, and we also work to raise awareness about race in our community. And the issue that we address at every meeting is immigration. And immigration reform is something that we desperately need in this country. And immediate legalization for undocumented immigrants can bring about a change like no other. Under Obama, nothing has been done to further this movement. He said himself that he would not try to achieve reform through regulations or administrative actions. Then how, Obama, will you approach this issue? How are others approaching this issue? By trying to pass the DREAM Act, many claim that the DREAM Act will further the cause of immigrants and will help them obtain equal rights. Let's talk a little about the DREAM Act. The DREAM Act is supposed to help young, undocumented immigrants obtain residency. However, the DREAM Act does not give instant citizenship. There are two paths that the person can take. The first is that the student applying needs to have arrived in the U.S. prior to his 16th birthday. He needs to have finished high school or have gotten a GED, and he must complete 2 years of college. If they do not or cannot complete this path of higher education, then they must serve 2 years in the military. And only after a 6-year trial period can they apply for permanent residence. But if they screw up once, automatic deportation. There are no more chances for them. How many young people will be able to choose the higher education path? We know that the DREAM Act is not helping them choose this path. The DREAM Act does not provide in-state tuition. In this case, the matter is left for the individual states to decide. The DREAM Act also prohibits them from receiving federal financial aid. So enrollment in college is based on grades and the ability of the individual to pay for the tuition himself. And under no circumstances does this act make them eligible for other government aid, such as welfare or food stamps. What road do you think these students are going to take? They're going to go into the military. Does this sound like a reform to you? Having to serve 2 years in the military just to become a resident of this country. How many people in the military do we know who actually control how long they will serve? That is not a reform. Having to complete a 6-year trial period before you can apply for permanent residency, that is not a reform. This is a way of dividing the immigrant community by giving a small number of people a fast way out through military service. It is also a way for the Pentagon to prey on Latino communities. The Pentagon helped write this act, and we cannot settle for this. We deserve comprehensive reform. Immigrants do not need to fight in a legal war abroad when a war is being waged against them here. We want legalization now. We want to expedite naturalization and make it faster and cheaper. We want education for all. We want a green card available for every new immigrant who comes here to work. And we want racist raids that are taking place throughout the country to stop once and for all. Immigration reform is also an economic reform. It can benefit the economy. The opposition keeps saying that if immigrants come in, then they will take the jobs of citizens, and those citizens will be forced to accept a low wage. But this is not how the economy works. In an article from the Washington Post, Ezra Klein writes, "With more labor, the economy grows larger. It produces more stuff. There are more workers buying things, creating demand. That increases the total of jobs. We understand perfectly well that Europe is in trouble because its low birth rates mean fewer workers, and that means less economic growth. We ourselves worry that we're not graduating enough scientists and engineers. The economy doesn't care if it gets workers through birth rates or green cards." Contrary to popular belief, the immigrants tend to pay more money to the government than they get back from it, as they pay lots of taxes but often collect fewer benefits. Immigrants pay $8 billion in Social Security that they never see. America is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, but there is nothing free about a land that will not give rights to hardworking individuals who are just trying to survive, and nothing brave about forcing people to leave this country because they do not own a piece of paper that says they were born here. All we want are equal rights, and if we had equal rights, it would be possible for us to fight for equal wages. Strengthening the rights of immigrant workers will strengthen the rights of all workers in this country, and if we stand together, we can move mountains. We want legalization, and we want it now.